Alrighty, nice pink shirt today. Kind of sits in between the whole thing. You might notice, if you pay attention, that this is the same pink shirt that hung upside down on the light in my mother's shed while I was claiming that I was in digital solitary confinement torture, having to defend myself against communism. But I put it on this morning, and I'm just out in the sun. It's fucking fabulous. I've tried to make contact today with my children's stepfather, or my children's mother's boyfriend or husband, because he basically messaged me. So I phoned him up and had a big heated conversation, which is what's always been going on. We have some differences in opinion, quite a lot of them, basically all of them. All of our opinions are different on every single issue. This is pretty normal. What's not normal is using the state's resources as your own private army that you can call up on demand and use those things to torture someone. That's normally not done. Normally that bit's not done unless we're in the middle of a communist coup, which is what I'd pretty much say we've been in. Pretty much since you all did this. Yeah. Pretty much since you all put on masks like this, and especially since my children's mother's husband put on a mask, stole my children, used the state's private army to torture me. Yeah. That's pretty much what I'd say would happen. Now, the individual issues going on here with this individual, all of this is a father issue, all of it. My children's mother's father died from alcoholism and cigarettes and poor diet and poor lifestyle, whatever, and he got cancer. She was 17. Her husband's father apparently was non-existent, and then it sounds like he's had a stepfather figure that has indoctrinated him into the cult of the stepfather, which would be best displayed as well by the cult of the state daddy. Stepdaddy, state daddy. It's the same thing. I've had about, probably I reckon 6, hopefully the federal police have that on record, because I'd say they'd better have it on record at this stage. I think I counted 6 direct threats to kill me, or to have me killed, or that I'll find out over the phone. 6 of them. I had direct threats that he will prevent my children from seeing me. Unfortunately, my son has his license and a car now. He's refused. He said that his wife is not allowed to take money off me. He's referred that I owe money to the government for my children. And seems to completely be unaware of any situation that's going on. In his claim, it's irrelevant that he is not a property owner, does not own property in this state, in this country, and is using the state's resources as his own army, which resulted to an invitation to have a physical confrontation of some type, which could have happened all that time ago, but that didn't happen because he retreated to his house, sat there and drank vodka for 3 hours and phoned the police. And that's what initiated this entire thing. I told the police when they arrived that they'd been sitting in there drinking for 3 hours. And then I've just been basically subject to torture by two individuals drinking and using the state's resources as their own little Breaking Bad episode. This is where we live. This is Western Australia under Labor. It's so much worse than anything you could ever imagine. It's compartmentalized and just pushed into the closet in every direction. It needs immediately to be taken out. Immediately. It needed that a long time ago, but I'm guessing, global powers and all that need to get all their ducks in a row before they do something like this. Then the Premier now declares that $85,000 of taxpayer money is going to go to the stolen generation, while they've stolen a generation in plain sight. The direct line of a family that's been here for 180 years. If we're at that level, if we're at a level where the communists are now paying, they're going to steal children, torture people, right? And then steal from the country to pay Aboriginal people that were victim of the same thing, then we're at direct war. Full land hot war right now. If that's what the situation is. And if that's what that situation is, that means I can call in a fucking air raid on Roger Cook's house. So let's go. Let's do it. Without hesitation. Take him out. Publicly and horrifically. Take him out right now. Anyone else that is attempting to steal from Australian citizens, to destroy private property, destroy all these things, all these concepts that built the country, based on rental agreements, like part-time sales positions and paperwork, from a godless, fatherless example, then yeah, we're at hot war right now. Take him out, however you can. But make sure it's public and make sure that it's militarily advanced. So everyone goes, oh, Shannon was dead serious about being at war with us. Wow. Or if you're not going to take him out, put him in handcuffs and dangle him off one of the buildings. There we go. I have made a lot of violent things, and that's because that's what happens when you're in solitary confinement in a digital fucking prison that's been built by communists that are trying to steal every single foundational element of your culture. So put him in handcuffs, put a giant communist flag on him, and hoist him up the tower. There's no like stable situation here. As soon as this sinks in, every single little boy that's had a fucking bullshit fucking step, they're gonna retaliate. There's gonna be war in every fucking street. I don't want that. But it seems like Roger Cook does want that. He's not acting in the best interests of anyone. He's trying to cover his ass because he knows that our prisons are filled with the next generation of the stolen generation. But they're not just Aboriginal. They're from every country on earth. This smokescreen isn't going to work when this is happening in plain sight. 35 minutes away from Parliament. How can it? How on earth can this exist? This is like a poison fucking dart. You cannot continue down this path. You've compromised every single thing that is sacred and makes anyone feel secure in this place. All of it. All of it is on the chopping block because of your actions. I can't think of a worse situation. I can't. There's a lot of things that have been saved. Like I've been saved from by not, I have been put into gulag and I have had my business destroyed and I have fucking felt for 2 years that my life was in danger every year because historically speaking, it should have been. I can't understand how it hasn't been yet. And this is still going on. That's the part I find the most confusing. I know what's causing the individual issues of my children's mother and her husband. I know that. I know psychology enough. I know. I can hear it. I know every aspect of it. I knew pretty much from the beginning. I know why the police have fallen into the system of their own system and just done paperwork and they're just doing their jobs. They're just doing their jobs. I understand that. I suppose the only thing I don't understand is why Roger Cook is still moving forward in this paradigm. And I guess maybe that is the revelation. It's like he's moving forward in this paradigm because he has blocked you. And that's the reveal. He's used a Facebook or an Instagram tool to not listen to me. And what type of security and safety does that make everyone feel like in Australia and in Western Australia? Knowing that he's broken he's at it. I don't know, he's just doing a bad job at it. My guess is that he's preparing for some type of pushback, but he wasn't. He disregarded the serious, like everyone has, the same with my children's stepfather, that it's just being disregarded because it's peaceful. Because it's speaking, because it's new, because I looked silly. I put on a fucking bikini top. Most importantly of all, because I don't have any followers. That's how easy it was to trick this government into exposing itself fully for the most horrific fucking gross negligence ever recorded in Australian history. That's how easy. It was a couple of numbers that sit on a platform. I didn't need invisible ink. I didn't need, an Aston Martin with fucking machine guns in it. I didn't need an exploding pen. I didn't need any of this stuff. I needed a Facebook profile and an Instagram profile where the follower count was kept low, and that was all I needed. Now, what type of security and stability does that make West Australian people feel when they know that that's how easily fooled this entire government was? Especially because it's a completely new concept. No one has ever walked around with a big fucking number on their forehead that says how many followers they are. The only people really that have done that in history is like someone like Michael Jackson, who you knew how many sales he'd made in CDs, or someone like P. Diddy. That's it. And look where that went. It's not a good metric. It's not a good thing to use. Some of the most powerful people in the world, basically they won't even have a fucking account. And if they do, they more than likely don't have that many followers. The world isn't a popularity contest. It's a meritocracy. West Australia might have strayed away from that momentarily and thinks that a popularity contest based on censorship and fucking ostracism and imprisonment of its political opponents is a good strategy. And I suppose according to Channel 7, 9 and 10, it is. According to most people, he's a premier. Yeah. But according to the law, no. No, it's not at all. Because this government is floating on a fucking aircraft carrier of lies and deception. And it is clearly and provably in deep, deep conflict with every level of the Constitution, down to the core, down to the fucking roots of that Constitution. In my example, and many others, I don't for a second think I'm the only individual being subjected to this. There will be thousands. There will be thousands that are dead because of it. There will be thousands of children that won't have a father because the West Australian government killed them, tortured them until they killed themselves. There is no bag of cash. There is no bribe, Mr. Premier, that will end this from your record. It is in indelible ink. And even if you sent 2 of your goons to dispatch me right through the window that I'm speaking into right now, this will continue on and you will be invaded and exposed just like the Nazis were. So enjoy the last couple of hours or last couple of days of whatever it is you think you're doing. Because it's all fucking over. I wouldn't even dare subject the individual who on the words, on the commands from Mark McGowan has acted horribly against me. I wouldn't subject him to a courtroom knowing that what is going on in his head is a psychological issue to do with the lack of a father. Because it would embarrass him and it would expose him to serious crimes. But I'm not out for revenge. I'm out to expose the actions of Mark McGowan and of Roger Cook as acts of treason against the citizens of West Australia, against the federal government of Australia, and against the Crown. And I would highly suggest that the United Nations come together and finally puts the label on what they've been doing as crimes against humanity. And opens the door so that people can start talking about their own experiences. I was talking to my girlfriend just before and I said I was trapped on the stage because I was performing. I'd spent 5 years preparing to go on stage to sing songs from a person who killed themselves, who there's songs about people that have those demons, that face those demons. I didn't expect I'd be here. I got stuck up on that stage. That's why I'm here. I wouldn't change it. It's obviously what it was meant to be. It's obviously why I was so drawn towards the whole thing. They kept that bit from me. I think if they told me the whole story, I wouldn't have done it in a million fucking years. But I'm here. There was countless things going on with that stolen generation. There was religious extremism. There was all different things. There was everything under the sun. It was citizens from all regions of the world who participated in that. Some of them being from Arab countries, from dark skin. It was a communal arrangement. And communally, it was ignored. And that effect is going on today. It is being ignored. Instead, we're focusing on popularity contests, on flashy, materialistic things. But the same effect is going on. The stolen generation doesn't need a cash handout. They need you to stop doing it now and pretending that you're not. If a full communist system was installed in Western Australia, the most affected individuals in that system would be the Aboriginal people. I have no doubt in my mind that they would be instantly and completely wiped off the planet if a communist system, which is being attempted to be installed here, got to completion. That would be pretty much the first thing off on the list to do. The disgust I feel knowing that you're wheeling that out is so disgusting. And that should echo out to all the world. My family comes from England. My children's family from Ireland. My grandparents were from Ireland, or my great-grandparents were from Ireland. You're not just stealing Aboriginal children, Mr. Premier. You're stealing everybody's children. You're stealing their religion. Not just their traditions, their religions. You're stealing their law. You're hijacking thousands of years of developed social strategy. And you're replacing it with the opinion that blocking and the opinion that the amount of numbers someone has next to their face on their Instagram page is the only thing you need to look at before responding to that person. Now, if that's not delusions of grandeur, something that I'm sure your father has said to probably thousands of Aboriginal children, then I don't know what is. You're not just declaring yourself king. You're trying to declare yourself king, emperor, prophet, priest, guru, savior, God. You've stolen everything from the West Australian people. And the only reason they don't know about it is because they're too hard at work. While you do it.